Alrighty, there we go. Oh, what the hell? Sorry, my computer just did something really unexpected. Pop up on the whole screen. But it's my Rockstar game launcher wants to update. Okay. Yes. Okay. Fine. Update. She's thinking it might be a quiet night. So I might play some Red Dead. But then again, people might pop up in chat. I know it's Tuesday. Tuesday feels like a kind of quiet night. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. If the chats are popping before the game loads, then maybe I won't start it. My freezer martini. Just like cold is wafting off this. Hey, Nettie, how are you? And Michael and Rays, hello, hello, hello. I got to drink some gin because one of my faves posted a couple of limited edition gins today, and I couldn't resist. So I need to open up some shelf space. I got like a whole whack of gin over there, and I got to empty a bottle or two in the next, I don't know, couple of days to week. We'll see how that goes. All right, 6 days going off to the States. You've mentioned that to me before. How long are you going for? Michael, you're having Fireball and Vanilla Coke. Classy. Oh, no, Nettie, because you've been watching the Depp Heard trial, you've been sucked down the rabbit hole of law channels on YouTube. All right, what's this game doing? Okay, we don't want to play online. We just maybe want to ride a horsey around, see some interesting people. Maybe have Arthur have his sad conversation with a nun about dying. Hey, Dr. Abigail. Nice, Alexander. YouTube notification worked. Glad to hear it. That's a positive. Ah, Michael, that's a medicinal drink. Fireball and Vanilla Coke. I feel you. I feel you on that. That's as good an excuse as any. Okay, where are we? And why are we here at night? This town's really shitty. You don't want to be there. I know I'm not showing you the game, by the way. Oh wait, that's not where I thought I was. Okay. I'll just leave that for now. So, Rays, you're going to do a bunch of Native American stuff, learn a heap of history. Oh, yes. Forgotten, as in deliberately expunged from history books. Yes, much like the history of Indigenous Australian people. And even relatively recent stuff, like it's remarkable how few people know anything about the frontier wars and the fact that there was armed resistance and retaliatory fucking massacres by white people into the 20th century. Nettie, there's a channel called Law and Lumber. Lawyer constructed a bed, showed how America's Amber story about breaking the bed was impossible. Okay, this immediately gets my cynical mindset going. When someone reconstructs something to try and disprove something, the practice is inherently false. And again, which is, and this might sound weird or contradictory, because the conclusion's not necessarily wrong, but when someone goes into something, and honestly, it's really obvious what point someone's trying to prove when they do that sort of thing, and they end up proving their point, that's inherently untrustworthy. It's biased, and it's false. They say, I have recreated exactly. No, there are a million variables that in any situation that you can't possibly know. And so, yeah, someone going out of their way to discredit someone is absolutely untrustworthy. Yes, and I also agree, though, Annette, the combination of lawyers and carpentry is very amusing. There's another channel that's really popular called the Lockpicking Lawyer. He used to just be, he does more than that, but he used to be all about lockpicking. And now he does, he's a very progressive politically guy and does a lot of analysis of both fictional legal situations, like from TV shows and movies, and current news cycle legal stories. And Ray, that is a good point, wanting to find out the history, particularly of First Nations people around the world. Kind of need to go to the source. Absolutely accurate. Yeah, Alexander, you know the lockpicking lawyer. Yeah. He has interesting observations. So I have enjoyed when I've watched the Lockpicking Lawyer channel. And hello, Megaleech. And he's often, he's done crossovers with some other channels I watch. I think he's been on Modern Rogue, which was literally to talk about lockpicking, I think. And I think they were talking about whether sort of movie tropes about locks actually hold up in real life. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of interesting stuff. It's you know, YouTube is the physical or virtual realization of the million monkeys, million typewriter idea. But because it's more than millions, it's we're probably at the point. God, how many people do you reckon would have uploaded a video to YouTube? I think, being conservative, it's probably tens of millions of channels have been created and uploaded videos to YouTube. And 99.99% of those are shite. But the thing is, when the numbers are that big, like okay, actually, while we're talking about it, let's look it up, because this statistic changed it. Videos uploaded to YouTube per day. So the current estimate was okay, was it 720,000 hours per day? In 2020, it was 500 hours per minute. YouTube has more than 2 billion active monthly users who watch over 5 billion videos today. So what is, sorry. It's a lot anyway. That's, that seems to be like approximately 3,000 hours of video per hour, which is absolutely mind-bending. That's absolutely mind-bending. 3,000 hours per hour. I like that Nettie Leawabites doing 8 to 12 hour live streams on the Depp Heard trial. Not even drinking. Yeah, you could have various legal drinking games that would get you alcohol poisoning around that. Oh, yeah. No, Raise, the difference between YouTube 15, 16 years ago when I started and now, like, they just don't compare. It's different in so many ways. Like it used to be exciting. I mean, I still like YouTube. I like doing these streams. I like doing my cocktail videos. But I do remember when I first started doing the Angry Aussie videos, I was just incredibly excited to have a creative outlet. Like in the first 6 months, I was averaging a video a day. Some days I would actually put up 3 videos. They're all really quite short, 1 to 3 minutes usually. So they're all very short, and it wasn't, there was no concept of, an algorithm or anything like that. It was, I was just excited to be doing it. And it was not really with the aim of achieving something. My initial goal was I had this idea. I wanted to try stand-up comedy and I wanted to use YouTube to work out some material. Soon worked out YouTube was a better option than trying to be a live stand-up comic. What does that need? What indeed? But a bit more gin, a bit more vermouth, and special bitters, I think. Yeah. Sorry, just going down memory lane with the weirdness of YouTube and how much it's changed over the year. And of various things, I am still kind of ticked off about that I never got featured on the YouTube homepage when dozens and dozens of really worthless piles of shit videos did. And then dozens more people got featured and then got freaked out by the attention and never did anything again. And I was like, motherfucker, I'm working hard here. Everything would have been different if I'd have got featured on the global homepage about 13 years ago. Raise, my Wednesday videos were wanga fat. I forget who came up with the term. It's like I was talking about how some news stories were shit. And someone said, there's like a theme in a couple of videos you've done. It's like, what am I not giving a fuck about today? And I thought, that's a pretty good acronym, wanga fat. What am I not giving a fuck about today? And because I like alliteration, I made it wanga fat Wednesday. Same as fucked up Friday, but I ended up going with totally fucked up Friday. So Yeah, it's kind of like, am I ever going to go back to making videos? I'm probably not going to make like the full blown angry videos where I'm screaming and shouting. I'm probably not ever going to do that again. I might go back to doing like political videos. I mean, hell, I might even go back to doing sketch videos because that's really what I started doing. I was rambling and ranting and doing weird little sketches. And then at a certain point, I turned into an almost purely political ranter. And then there's something about COVID just made all that seem pointless. And I've since decided that it's basically no benefit to me to go back to that older style, and possible negative outcomes for me. Whereas you've been filming yourself doing more documentary type videos rather than typical vlog. That sounds cool. I like the sound of that. I'm looking at, man, that needs something else. Make another gin cocktail. There's the classic last word. Ooh, what's that? And I think, sorry, I'm looking for drink ideas to use some gin. Manhattan Astoria. What's in that? Gin, dry, blanc. Okay, that is stupidly complicated with lots of little things there. Soft focus. I think I heard that recently. Gin, Geneva, Koki, eau de vie, orange bitters, some saline. I might make that. I've got all those things. That actually sounds like fun. Army and Navy. Let's look up their recipe for last word. Where's where's the home key on this keyboard? Okay. Single part 3/4. That's what I thought it was. Okay. Dr. Abigail, enjoying the Angry Bar videos. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's been really fun having you in those. We need to do some more. That was literally, yeah, that was my early ones, like getting angry at people in traffic. And the early ones were, yeah, sort of just, and in my mind, the joke, because it started off as a written blog, Angry 365 Days a Year. The original idea is I was going to get angry about things where it wasn't really warranted to get quite as angry as I was, comedic. And I did a bunch like that, and I ended up going all political. Yes, Dr. Abigail, I'm also enjoying making the Angry Bar videos. And I think that can evolve. That could maybe get more sketch-like. Like I don't always put jokes in them. Sometimes they're very straight ahead making a cocktail. Other times they're very heavy on the jokes. So it changes a bit. If AIDSy ever gets better and wants to get involved, we have floated some seriously surreal ideas for them, like just getting very weird. And that's quite easy to do. Just do seriously weird shit. We'll see. Anything could happen. All right. But the gin cocktail, maybe a last word. I was going to do a version of a Singapore sling that didn't have pineapple juice. Though I could do it with pineapple juice. Ooh, I could do a clarified Singapore sling, actually. Actually, using the pineapple and lime to clarify it. Okay, I might do a video because I've been meaning to do a clarified cocktail in my animated bar thing. Dr. Abigail, pineapple spiced rum mixed with lemonade is drink enjoying. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nettie, you want to try a clarified Singapore sling? Yeah. Nice, Rays. Shopping for the trip. I'll be here till about 10. So, yeah. Yes, I would recommend, man, an absolutely fantastic mixer is the Fever Tree spiced orange ginger ale. That just goes with gin. Like, I originally got it because I bought the chocolate gin from Anther distillery out in Geelong. And they said signature serve this and this chocolate gin and spiced orange ginger ale. It's okay, and it's fucking fantastic. But with all sorts of stuff, with rum, with straight gins, it's really good. I'm thinking I might do a clarified Singapore sling, and as the base gin, actually use this Shiraz gin I've got, because it's got stronger flavors than usual gin because it was finished in Shiraz red wine barrels, and it's really picked up some red wine notes. And I think using that and clarifying it would produce a really interesting result. This is okay. This is going to happen very soon. But I got to do a video for the end of the week, or maybe shoot it tomorrow. Certainly got to write it tomorrow. The 15th is World Cocktail Day because it's the anniversary of when the Oxford Dictionary first listed a definition of the word cocktail in the early 1800s. That's how long ago the word cocktail was coined. And then, so that's the 15th. And the 16th is Chartreuse Day. And that's because the Chartreuse people like to promote that the original according to their folklore, the original recipe for Chartreuse was created by a monk in 1605. And it says 1605 on the bottle. So, of course, 1605, 16th May. So I'm thinking of for Cocktail Day, which is Friday, I'll make a Chartreuse-based cocktail because it's Chartreuse Day on Saturday. Probably a last word. That's like the quintessential modern classic Chartreuse drink, and it's not on my channel yet. So I think my cocktail for World Cocktail Day will be a last word, because besides it having been rediscovered and become a mainstream cocktail again, it's become the basis for an endless array of mutations because it's an equal parts cocktail. It's 3/4 of an ounce gin, 3/4 of an ounce chartreuse, 3/4 of an ounce maraschino liqueur, 3/4 of an ounce lime juice. So people do the Mr. Potato Head thing where they change one or more of those, like use a different spirit, don't use gin, use something else. Use a different herbal liqueur, don't use chartreuse, use something else. Use a different fruit liqueur, don't use maraschino, use something else. Use a different juice, don't use lime juice, use something. So lots of bartenders have experimented with and come up with very successful variations on the last word just by doing that Mr. Potato Head thing, saying, okay, well, that equal parts of those particular things has proved very popular. So let's play with it. If that works well, then maybe it works if we swap this out or swap this out, or even split the base or split one of the things. So it's it's an excellent template for a cocktail, basically. The cocktail that spawned 1,000 riffs, and it's been very popular since the early 2000s, the cocktail renaissance. But having said that, because I'm trying to use up gin, even though the last word is a gin cocktail, I'm going to make this soft focus one because it sounds very interesting. So this is a stirred drink. Okay. So I'm going to get gin, Geneva, Koki, eau de vie, orange bitters, Ceylon. Okay. Just no, that's not orange bitters. That's Peychaud's bitters. All right. Getting bits and pieces. What do we got? I need to get these. Oh, okay, I'm going to use that gin because it's the closest to being empty, and I'm trying to empty a gin bottle. Come on. All right, this one. Oh, okay. We got gin, Jennifer, Americano, orange bitters, Ceylon. Now, there's my dirty. Yeah, there's my orange bitters, and there's that. Okay. All right. And it's going to be red. Got my cookie also. Make it a little bit bitter. Right. And a stirring glass. And I'll get the Gaz Regan finger that Nettie gave me for Christmas. Where's it hiding? Yep, there it is. It's in the drawer with the sharp knife, so I'm always cautious about diving in too recklessly. I'm going to use this glass again because it's classy. I didn't get a jigger. I'm going to top up my martini while I'm at it. All right, what's everyone up to? Hey, Chris. Oh, suddenly the levels of freedom seem higher. Oh, you're here. Okay. So, going to make a soft focus. Okay. So, this has got a lot of booze in it, actually. Angry's getting smashed on a Tuesday night. 1.5 ounces of gin. Okay, this one's nearly empty, so that's good. I'll have space for my new gins when they arrive. Geneva, which one's this? That's Aquavit. No, that's Aquavit, not eau de vie. I'll put this back. Why is that giving me shit? Okay, you go there. You go there. Let me use O to B. Where's O to B? O to B. Changing the ingredients I'm using. Okay, so 3/4 of an ounce of Geneva. Jennifer hates this increase. That's enough Geneva. Kooky. I'll use Rosa. Half an ounce of this. And a little bit of eau de vie. Nothing else. 1 dash of orange bitters. And 3 drops of saline. One, two, three. My filthy, dirty cocktail spice. All right. What I'm talking about. Says Chris, so free, I'm oppressed. Mofi sign, hello, good evening. Get some ice. Everybody's free to feel good. This is a very aromatic drink. Geneva is quite aromatic. I thought I had my stirring finger out. Cocktail ASMR, some clunking ice. Fang, good day, nobody. What's it tasting like? Hell is that noise? Well, you probably can't hear it, but there's a noise of someone dragging something around. Oh, from the video game Mrs. Angry's playing in the next room. No, but he'd like to say people who steal from churches should be publicly hanged. Oh no, your church had a break-in and the main equipment was nicked. That's a bit sucky. My first sign, I'm not wishing on a miracle for this election because all the opinion polls say the Liberals are going to get smashed. I'm just hoping that doesn't jinx it because I just feel like good things don't happen anymore. But I swear to fucking God, if the LNP gets smashed this election and like Labor storm in and the Teal Independents steal a bunch of Liberal seats, oh man, I'll be getting so fucking drunk. Whereas like the last federal election, if it becomes clear the LNP is going to retain power, I'll probably be too depressed to keep doing the stream and I'll stop. It's got a nice rose tint because I used the Coqui Rosa. So what would I call it? This I'm meant to use Coqui Americano, which is clear. And this is called Soft Focus. Call it a soft rose? Soft rose focus? Rose focus? Soft rose. Sounds good. Okay. That's pretty good. Oh, it's really interesting and complex. A whole bunch of things are happening in there. Where's my freezer martini? I'll top it up a bit. Some dry gin. How much is left in here? 3 ounces. just about. How much is that going to add? Oh no, that's okay. I'll just pour the rest of that in. Yay, I emptied a bottle. I've got space for the new ones that I'm buying. There was also a story in Melbourne of a mosque that does a lot of charity work getting burgled. Sad fact is pretty much however you view the world, somewhere between a quarter and a half the population are idiots. And everyone's biased in who they think is an idiot. But I think whatever your bias is, probably think a quarter to half the population are idiots. If saying created a mini retro photography gallery in Melbourne, bunch of photos with a Nintendo Game Boy camera, posted on the World Tertiary Eatery. That sounds great. I love the sound of that. I also like Turkish food, so you can point me to that. Right, a little bit of vermouth going in. A little bit of vermouth. Oh, there's almost no room for any water to top it up. So I probably won't top it up with water. It's my revamped freezer martini. I'm just going to put some of this filthy, dirty cocktail spice, basically designed for martinis. And then maybe I'll put a tiny bit of water in, also just to rinse the jigger out. Just a tiny bit. That's enough. Just enough room to put the stopper in now. Freezer martini back in the freezer, I think. Got so much frost on it. There you go. Take that off. Condensation with frosts. All right. Then try this latest mix on. I don't think they know, I guess. Look. I'm not even sure how long I've been maintaining my Infinity Freezer Martini. But it's got, I don't know, it's got at least 8 different gins, probably more. 4 different vermouths, and I think at least 3 different sorts of bitters in it. So nobody in other news, waiting for the hot water booster to do its thing. Got solar hot water, it's great. BV clouds. Oh god, yeah, poor fucking Queensland is like getting more torrential rain and flooding. It's just like such a bad season. It's almost biblical. That's pretty good. That's a subtle but complex cocktail. It grows on you a bit. I was thinking, I was talking a bit earlier about doing a Clarified Singapore sling for my cocktail channel, where I do a sketch like, customer comes in, the bartender makes it. Because I haven't done a clarified cocktail in that case, and it takes a while. It takes like at least an hour to prepare a clarified cocktail. So I'm thinking of doing the joke of saying, I'm going to make a clarified cocktail. So we do that. And the customer goes, that looks gross, because when you add it to milk, it curdles and looks gross. Hello, Kirsten, by the way. Looks gross. And then I say, yeah, but I'm going to, filter it, and then it'll be good. And they go, that's not going through very fast. How long is it going to take? It's going to take an hour or 2. But I want to drink now. Shit. And I'm just going to be a mean bartender and make my customer sit and wait an hour for the cocktail to clarify. No, but at least it's 21 degrees. Poor Queenslanders struggling with 17. That was our maximum today. Got down to about, I was below 10 anyway. And Kirsten, you're probably on the same mailing lists as me. I got a mail about limited edition gins from Brogan's Way today. They're barrel-aged gins and strawberries and cream gin. And I said, God damn, I'm getting that. They'd already sold out of one of the barrel-aged gins. when I clicked on the website. But I got the other one. I got their Royal Blood, their Navy Strength gin. And I did order the strawberries and cream gin. So I was just making a point of emptying one of my gin bottles, Collingwood Dry from the Craft & Co. This place is just up the road from where Abigail lives, actually. It's not. I didn't buy it from the distillery. It was on sale in the Woolworths bottle shop. They had a whole bunch of boutique Australian gins they must have had a surplus of. They were selling them for about a third off, which was good deal. Good deal. So nobody yesterday you in shorts and t-shirt, not because you're hardy, but because you've never got with you. Well, it was a bit cold this morning. I had my fake leather jacket on and I needed it in the morning, but it got to about 21 in the afternoon. And so walking home from the train station, it was actually too hot to be wearing my jacket and walking home from the station. So I had to carry it over my arm and lug it. Bit of a drag. Oh, no, a weird thing. I walked a different way home because there's lots of little side streets around here, and I walked a slightly different way home. And when someone had a tree where the branches were hanging over the footpath and had crab apples on it, and they all seemed to be ripe, tiny. They seemed to be fully ripe, little red apples that are about this big, very sour. I nabbed a couple, and I thought, if I like how this tastes, I'll probably use them to make a syrup for cocktails. I'll go back and get a bunch of them and then make a syrup. But I sort of cut off a bit and had a nibble on it and didn't really like it. So I'm not going to do that. I'll just leave those crab apples alone. But it's pretty funny to see little red apples, which appear to be fully ripe and are this big. So I think it took humans a few generations of selective breeding to go from these wild apples, which are yay big, to big, juicy, and sweet apples. It's incredible what humans have done with selective breeding of fruit and vegetables. You look at, you can find this online, like the original versions of apples, the original versions of bananas, of corn, of, I'm not sure about pineapples, but my favorite one is probably brassica. And I'll see if I can get a picture. I'll bring this up. There's an amazing graphic that I've seen. Yes. This is it. Okay. I'll share this picture because I find this fascinating. Okay. See if I can. So this started with a wild plant, Brassica oleracea, whatever that is. So when they were selective breeding, they bred one where they were selecting for terminal buds, and that turned into cabbage. Selectively breeding exactly the same plant for lateral buds, and you end up with Brussels sprouts. Same thing, done selection for stem, you get kohlrabi. Same thing, selection for leaves, you get kale. Same thing, selection for stems and flowers, you get broccoli. Same thing, selection for flower clusters, you get cauliflower. That blows my mind that humans just looked at that and, I don't know, they saw they could influence how the next generations of the plant grew by selecting the features they wanted and cross-pollinating with the features they wanted. So from the same plant, those completely different seeming things. Cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kohlrabi, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, all came from the same thing. Does my head in that people do that. So for that matter, bloody selective breeding we did with animals, different breeds of horses, dogs, cats. It's like we can mess with nature big time when we work on controlling the outcomes. What's that mofo? An ABC article. Bosses can't find enough staff. Housing's a big reason why. Well, housing is stupid as shit in Australia at the moment. It's unsustainable and stupid. And yes, when it's jobs like service jobs where the person has to physically be there and people can't find affordable housing anywhere near where the jobs are, of course it's hard to fucking get people. It's ridiculous. That's another whole thing I could have a rant about. The cowardice of Australian politicians that they won't attack issues that really need to be attacked. And housing needs to be housing needs to stop being a speculative investment. Housing has to be an affordable option for everyone, which means the price of houses has to come down, which means the people who indulged in speculative real estate purchases have to lose money, because this idea that real estate always has to go up and up and up and up is ridiculous and unsustainable and counterproductive for the economy. Again, people who call themselves capitalists are so fucking short-sighted. If you told someone you can get 200% profit on your investment in 5 years, but it will cause the economy to collapse completely in 7 years, they'd fucking do it. They would fucking do it. And yeah, see, Kirsten, that's a really common thing. Your rent goes up $50. If your pay doesn't go up that much as well, you've effectively just had a pay cut. And we had a similar one. Just signed a new lease. They put up $10 a week. Okay, which doesn't hurt me that much because I'm a contractor and blah. But it's just, ridiculous. So Alexander, housing everywhere naked. Your mum's house tripled in 10 years. Average house price in your country is increasing about 5K a month. Australia does have one of the worst property markets in the world. It's trippy as fuck how expensive it is in Sydney and Melbourne, particularly. It's ridiculous. In fact, it's straight up ridiculous. Major cities around the world aren't as expensive as Sydney and Melbourne. It's dumb. Sorry. The first sip I had of this cocktail, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Second sip, I was like, I'm not actually sure I like it that much. But it's one of those ones which each sip you go, yeah, that's interesting. It's actually quite light compared to some cocktails. It's complex because it's got... Up front, it's got sort of dry gin, juniper action going on. And then there's some sweetness because I use this Chartreuse eau de vie in it, which is a honey-based spirit, essentially. And it's got a whack of this version of Geneva, which is kind of halfway between gin and whiskey. And because I used this Coquille Rosa, this is a mildly bitter aromatized wine. Then there's a little bit of bitterness as well. So there's the dry herbal gin flavors, very similar stuff coming from the Geneva, a little bit of sweetness from the eau de vie, and just a very nice light bit of bitterness. And yeah, Kirsten, oof. So you're going to have to move again, Kirsten. Dang. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. That's one thing. Nobody, yes, criminals do use housing to launder money. It's actually probably the worst place in the world for artificial inflation of prices because criminals are using the real estate to launder money is London, the city of London. All the inner city stuff that particularly Russian oligarchs, not just Russian oligarchs, sort of Middle East oil families as well, have bought up real estate and aren't even living in it. But it's laundering their money. That's a global problem. I think London is the world center for that. Interesting, because I've worked in banks and I've looked at the fraud things they've been forced to put in place in Australia. And one is, I don't know if you're aware of, if you do cash transactions over a certain amount, it used to be $10,000. Now it might even be lower. Has to be reported to the government. And it's because criminals were just using banks to launder all their drug money. I think it was Mick Gatto, really famous Melbourne mobster, owned all these properties and he paid cash for them. He'd got a mortgage and then he kept going into bank branches and paying it off in cash. And as his only declared source of income was a kebab truck, which apparently let him buy several $1 million worth of property. But it's once you go into a bank and pay off your mortgage with cash, and this was before the reporting laws, so he never had to report all this cash going to the bank. And then when the mortgage is paid off, he sells the houses and declares that, and that's all clean money, because it's oh, you owned that house, did you? Oh, and you sold it, so you made that money. Oh, that's all clean money. But he paid the mortgage in cash with drug money. And good evening, Greg. Nobody in New Zealand banned foreign investors. Oh, that's interesting. You have to be a New Zealander to buy property. I just think property should not be a speculative investment. If what landlords used to be were people who provided rental accommodation for people who couldn't afford anything else. Now what landlords are people who drive up the price of accommodation so nobody can afford it. It's fucking stupid. The idea of property being a speculative investment is fucking shit. Shouldn't happen. That Geneva, although this is okay, you know how certain things are protected and they have to come from a particular part of the world. The most famous one, and everyone makes jokes about it, is champagne. You can only call it champagne if it's from the Champagne region of France. Otherwise, it's just sparkling wine, and everyone makes jokes around that. That's just the most famous. There's a whole bunch. It's cognac has to be from the Cognac region. Armagnac is up from Armagnac region. Slightly lesser known ones, port, which was a fortified wine which is made around the world. Now it has to come from Portugal. And sherry has to come from Spain. So Australian winemakers who used to make lots of port and sherry had to change the names. The port they tend to call Tawny now, and the sherry they call Apera. But it fucked up their markets when those naming laws come in. A lesser known one is Geneva. Has to come from Holland. So this cheeky Australia distiller, Never Never, they did their version of Geneva, which is like proto gin. The English anglicized the name. Geneva became gin. They call it, the lady's name, Jennifer, which I think is funny and cheeky. I like cheeky. It's a very earthy sort of malty taste. It's like a malty gin. So yeah, it's halfway between gin and whiskey is a good description of Geneva, actually. Oh. Okay. I actually like that cocktail. That's quite good. What are we? Just coming up 8:55. It's only Tuesday. Those I'm not drunk. Maybe just barely quarter Tim Smith. I'm going to try a little bit. I've got my bottled barrel-aged cocktail in here. Now, Nettie and Abigail know the inspiration from this, for this. The inspiration of this is a barrel-aged cocktail from the Brogan's Way distillery, which they called a barrel roll because it's kind of a version of an aviation that was aged in a gin. Sorry, aged in a barrel. And so they called it barrel roll. So I did my own version inspired by that. It's pretty good. I actually haven't had any for a little while. Let's make sure I save some for next time whenever we can have another stream with Nettie and Abigail coming over here. Yeah. Fuck. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. That's good. That's really good. Mofo, Melbourne art scene got smashed. No, yeah, the arts, performance, entertainment, everything about the arts got smashed by COVID. And the federal government in particularly was fucking useless. Oh, Nettie going to Sydney this Thursday to Saturday. Okay. Yes, Dr. Abigail, I'm saving some for you and Nettie next time you're here. It's good. It's really different to the Brogan's Way one. We all agreed that the Brogan's Way barrel roll cocktail was really good. This is actually quite different. That was my inspiration, but this is quite different. It's pretty fucking good though. So Nettie's going to Sydney and Dr. Abigail's going to Nettie's. To be the responsible adult for a couple of days. I'm sure the Nettie offspring would object to the term babysitter. So I'm just calling you the responsible adult, Dr. Abigail. Kirsten, if you don't have COVID, you can take Nettie out for a drink. Again, well, we've got to have something if and when you're able to come to Melbourne again as well. And speaking of saving, I did promise, and I am doing it, I'm saving some of the Tiny Bear buttered hot cross bun gin because it's freaking... And it was very limited and ran out very quickly. And I'm definitely saving some so you can have some. It's good on its own, makes a killer old-fashioned. An old-fashioned made with the Tiny Bear buttered hot cross bun gin. Oofed. Yes, Dr. Abigail, one of the kids is technically an adult. You're just the irresponsible adult, yes. Not to put too much pressure on you. Oh, God, Kirsten, all your distillers got COVID. And you're in a conference room last week with them. Yeah. Well, it's weird how hit and miss actually contracting and like getting sick with COVID is because like when it was in our house, as I've said before, Young Mr. Angry went out with friends on a Tuesday. On Thursday, he got told someone he was out with had tested positive. He, as a precaution, mostly isolated in his room from then. We were doing rats and they were coming back negative. So we got to Saturday or Sunday morning and said, okay, one more. If you test negative, we just assume you're negative. But he'd been complaining about a scratchy throat, so he thought he probably had it. But I think he'd returned 2 negative tests. So it was either Saturday or Sunday morning. We said, okay, one more test. If you return negative, we're just going to say you don't have it. He returned positive, and it's like, friggin' great. So the rest of us did tests. Young Ms. Angry and Mrs. Angry tested negative. I tested positive. And not, Mrs. Angry and I had been snogging. So, but I isolated in our bedroom. And I kind of thought Mrs. Angry was going to test positive, but she didn't. She never got it. Even though she'd been with me when I clearly had it. So it can be weird. And the isolation thing worked. Young Mr. Angry and myself isolated in our rooms for a week. And young Ms. Angry and Mrs. Angry just going around doing their stuff. And they never got it. So it's a real lottery on whether or not you get COVID when you're around someone who had COVID. I went into the office today. One of my team members was in there, and he wasn't at his desk. I thought he was coming in, and he came out after a while, and he's wearing a mask. And he said, "Look, he'd been around someone who's tested positive. He, under the current rules, he didn't classify as a close contact, so he didn't have to isolate. But he had a reason to be in the office." And so he was A, wearing a mask, and B, he was basically sequestering himself in one of the little meeting rooms because there was no one in the office. So he could sit in the little meeting room all day, which is pretty responsible of him. So I would be super unlucky if that gave me COVID. But I was wandering around the city, could have fucking breathed in someone's COVID again. Who fucking knows? It's what I'm saying. It's a lottery. It's a lottery. But, my COVID never got worse than a mild cold, so that was good. That's good. That is really good. So I've definitely got to save some. Kirsten, you're sickly, 2 rats negative, PCR negative, still sick. Well, maybe it's just a cold. That's the thing. Most people's COVID, like the overwhelming majority of people, their COVID is somewhere on the spectrum from asymptomatic to a cold, and that's it. That's like, I think that's like at least 60% of people. And then you get 20% of people who go, oh no, fuck it, I'm sick, man. I am sick. I'm fucked. And for a week or two, they're fucked. And then you're down to the last 20%. The last 20%, about half of them are just fucked for an extended period. And that other half that's left, half of them end up in hospital. So it's kind of like when you go along the spectrum of how severe the things are, it ratchets up. Like, most people are fine. Then there's some people, they're pretty sick. There's some people who are quite sick. Then you get some people who fuck, and then hospital. Nobody, thanks for dropping in, man. Catch you later. Yeah, Kirsten, if you're still sick in a day or two, it does make sense. I mean, the PCRs are pretty reliable. I mean, okay, sorry. The rats are pretty reliable. The rats are more likely to return a false No, I actually don't want to say anything. But rats are pretty reliable. PCRs are very reliable, but not foolproof. But yeah, how many days have you been taking tests? I think if after 4 or 5 days of feeling sick, particularly a second PCR, if you get a second PCR and they're both negative, then yeah, you're sick, but it's not COVID. It's a cold, or hopefully not the actual influenza, because that can get pretty nasty too. So yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like yesterday, the team meeting, we're talking about who's going to go into the office today. A lot of my team were going to go in, and my team leader was going to be in there, and she didn't come in. And I had a meeting with her, so it was an online meeting rather than an in-person meeting. And I said, "Oh, because you mentioned you had a cough. Did you stay home because of your cough?" And she's like, "No." She woke up, was in the bathroom, and had a coughing fit. And she felt like she threw a muscle out in her back from the coughing fit and was just in like awful pain, and so didn't want to leave the house. And I was going, well, that sounds fair. And I've been there when you cough so hard you feel like you threw a muscle. God damn. Well, at least, Kirsten, with the PCR center at the end of the road, it's easy to get tested. I actually have to go I had to go to another suburb to get my PCR test when I tested. And it's funny is because Mrs. Angry works in health. They race, and I've said this before, they race her result through. We went early in the morning. She got her result an hour or two later, which was negative. And I didn't get my result till 12 hours later, about 10:30 at night, which was positive. Yay me. So, okay, I'm quite looking forward to sharing this barrel-aged cocktail with Nettie and Abigail, because I think you'll like it. And I also think you'll agree it's really different to the Brogan's Way barrel roll. It's my own barrel roll. Currently in the barrels, we have New Make Spirit. So it's like moonshine, whiskey moonshine, which my theory is age that for 2 or maybe even 3 months. It's 70% alcohol. So I think when I take it out, I will water it down a bit. Hey, Safa, joining in late's fine, man. That's okay. Life happens. So I've got New Make Spirit, which has been in there since, I think, like the last week of April. I'm going to taste it towards the end of this month and see what it tastes like. And I've also got vodka aging in a barrel. And again, my theory is I'm going to leave it in there for 2 months, but I'm going to taste it at the end of the month. And the other one is an old-fashioned, a whiskey old-fashioned, purely whiskey old-fashioned, but it's got 5 different whiskeys in it. So that's going to be a quite complex and rich old-fashioned. And my theory is leave that for 3 or 4 weeks. So I might do a little taste of that in another week, but my theory is that stays until the end of May. And yeah, Safa, I think barrel-aged vodka is actually going to be good. That's what vodka's good for. Vodka's good as a base for something else. As a cocktail ingredient, I think it's shit. But if you want to make your own liqueur or flavored drink, vodka can be useful for that. I think barrel-aged vodka is going to be pretty good. And my theory is to leave it in for about 2 months, but I'm going to try it in a couple of weeks. So if you watched Australia's story about Bon Scott, sad how he passed away. Well, alcohol abuse, man. Alcohol abuse will fucking kill you. Sadly, I know that from my own family. But yes, alcohol is in fact a poison. So yay humans who decide, oh, I like low-level amounts of poison that fuck me up. But yes, Bon Scott's passing was unfortunate because he was a fantastic entertainer, and it was more than a little bit sad. So I was never actually sure if he died from basically poisoning his body with excessive alcohol consumption, or if he choked on vomit when unconscious from binging on alcohol. So if he's saying he had a spare few days, if he was busy singing, he'd probably be alive. Sadly, a lot of people in the entertainment industry, it fucks them up and they abuse substances. Alcohol's a common one. There's, of course, also an entire spectrum of drugs people use to help them cope with what their workload is and what their relationship with the public is when they're an entertainer. It's not great. Addiction is rife in the entertainment industries, and again, that's the whole spectrum of from music to acting to ballet. You get people who are addicted to and abusing various substances to just help them function. It's not good. People who entertain us, and this includes sports people, put themselves through terrible rigor to entertain us, and they suffer. And yes, like of course, a lot of them make money, and it's like, oh, boo-hoo, why am I feeling sorry for this person who's making millions of dollars? But a lot of people fuck themselves up for our entertainment. And it's kind of shitty when people don't understand and acknowledge the degree to which people are fucking themselves up for our entertainment. Yeah. It's a good cocktail when after every sip I feel compelled to say what a good cocktail it is. But that's the last cocktail for tonight. I shall drink some water after this. Might even play some Red Dead. Who knows? Just to chill for the last hour. Just have Arthur ride horses around the countryside and kill people. But maybe help people as well. And yes, Kirsten, sometimes they don't make money at all. Look at the Backstreet Boys and how Luke Hillman. But even less high-profile examples, and when I mentioned this once about musicians, AZ's going, and stand-up comedians, think about, particularly if you like indie acts or struggling, rising comedians, actors, whatever, you get a lot of people that they get just enough success to keep pursuing it for a decade or so, but they never crack it. And when they're 30 or in their 30s or whatever, they go, oh, this is not going to happen. I've got to get a job. And you get people who are 30 years old who have less work experience than an 18-year-old trying to get employment. And these people have fucked their lives up for our entertainment. Yeah, initially I was talking about the big name people who fuck their lives up for entertainment, but they're only 1% of 1%. 99% of the people who entertain someone for some period of time fuck themselves up for our entertainment. And that, again, that's the spectrum. That's music, that's comedy, that's sport. People who fuck themselves up and never make a lot of money, and they end up in a really shitty position because they were entertaining us. I think we really underestimate that. Yeah. And it's kind of, on one level, it's like first world problems. Oh no, they were an artist or an entertainer or a sports person for a few years, and now they don't have any money. Oh no. Hey, Big Pat, how you doing? And Safa, is it Eurovision week? I didn't think it was. What do you mean? What is Eurovision week? I didn't think it was Eurovision. Mrs. Angry is obsessed with Eurovision. I think I would have heard about Eurovision if Eurovision was on. Also, disclaimer, maybe it isn't, I just haven't been paying attention. That was an asterisk. I was drawing an asterisk in the air if you wondered what that was. Right. So Eurovision starts on Friday. All right. I have to keep looking out. I'm sure Mrs. Angry knows about it because she loves Eurovision. My first drink of water is just melted ice from my mixing glass. I could keep drinking out of this, but I'll try and be a bit more classy. I'll put the ice in my martini glass. I'm going to do the voting day thing, Safa. Get the democracy sausage. Pat, I am fine, thanks, mate. You know what I was thinking of doing? I wanted to show you all something in Red Dead Redemption. Because I think it's up to one of the saddest, most emotional and moving scenes in the game. Because Arthur knows he's dying. And I feel like sharing that because it's just for a video game, which is a shoot 'em up video game, to have such an emotionally moving scene is amazing. Kirsten, modicum of success thing's quite true for a bunch of people you went to uni with. Yeah. Kirsten, it crosses so many things. Like I said, comedians, musicians, actors, sports people, ballet, all visual artists, all these things. People who essentially fuck up their lives pursuing a particular thing, providing entertainment, emotional uplift, fulfillment for the public, and they end up with basically nothing for themselves. And I think we underestimate the number of people who fuck up their lives for our entertainment. You went to uni with, West Australian performing arts people. Yeah, okay. All right. So apropos of nothing in particular, I'm going to see if I can show you this really emotional bit of Red Dead Redemption. Okay. So we're in this shitty town with angry people who are all carrying guns. This is like a mining town. There's my horse, who I haven't given a proper name yet. Okay, girl. We've got maximum bonding on this expensive horse I bought. We'll just leave this place and I might fast travel. Although, because we're in Murphy Brood territory, if I get out here and I camp, because you camp to fast travel here. Oh, what the fuck was that? Something bad here. What is it? Oh, Christ, it's a fucking cougar. Shit. Shit. Where is it? Fuck, it's going to kill me. Fuck, it's going to kill me. Jesus Christ, that came out of nowhere. No, it's not Mr. Cloppy. I bought the most expensive horse I could buy. Wow, that just caught me absolutely by surprise. A fucking cougar just killed me. Look at the pollution on that water. Where's my fucking horse? Which weapon's in poor condition? It's my fucking fist. Where's my fucking horse? I don't have any weapons. Jesus. Okay, it's that one. Okay, I'm going to clean my gun. Clean my gun, because I've been shooting lots of things with it. Okay. Now, can I fucking camp, basically? Jesus Christ, that cougar fucking caught me by surprise. Jesus. I was not ready for that. Right. Is no weirdo coming into my camp? In this territory, sometimes weirdos come into my camp. Okay, no one's coming here. I'm going to fast travel to Saint Denis. I just want to show this really emotional cutscene. Because it's most, again, a game that's just like shoot 'em ups and carries ons. Oh, Dr. Abigail, you just want me to call the horse. I could also get another horse. I have lots of money. I could buy... Oh, God, that's raining. I come into Saint Denis and it's raining. And in fact, it's fucking pissing down. Ah, sorry. Yes, middle-aged women, cougars, I get it. All right, so I'm just going to look at the map of what's happening in Saint Denis. Nothing much. All right, I'm going to see... Okay, because it's nighttime. Let's see if the vampire's around. Because I really wanted to catch the vampire. So was that Sapphire? Your uncle had tuberculosis. Yeah, no, Arthur is dying of tuberculosis. So we're in this town at night, and it's fucking pissing down rain. What is that light? That looks really weird. No. What? That looks really weird. What is that fucking light? Is it just the moon is really bright? Can I go through here? No, I can't go through there. Okay. The moon's being really bright. Right. Go along here. Whenever the moon's really bright in this game, yes, lost his hat again. Wait, he's got some hats. I'll put a hat on. That's Arthur's hat, town hat, military hat, big valley hat, gambler hat. I like the big valley hat because it's a big hat. Oh, I didn't mean to get off the horse. Come on, put the gun away. You're in town, Arthur. Have some fucking decorum. Yeah, I think I lost my hat when the cougar attacked me. All right, going into Saint Denis. It's nighttime. I'm just going to see if the vampire is hiding down a side street. Otherwise, I'll get some sleep. Yep, there's a carriage. No, don't make me jump to the wagon. I don't want to fucking hijack a wagon. There's too many cops in this town. Let me go over here. Or are we approaching dawn here? It actually looks like it's getting light. But that's okay. The vampire won't be around if it's light. But that means the nun will be. So I really just wanted to show this really emotional moment. Shut the fuck up, Mimsy. Honestly. Jesus. Well, streetcar. So I'm just looking at the map. Oh, look, see, there's a question mark. We want to see what that is. All right. And I think that's the nun. I just want to show you this because it's incredible that a game that is basically just shoot 'em up Barbie horse adventures for boys. I'm about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through the game. 2/3, 3/4, something like that. It's nowhere near the end. It's getting closer to Arthur's end, but the weird thing about the game is there's a whole extra bit, like an epilogue, where you play a different character. Wait, where was that question mark? Okay, I've gotten turned around. Go this way. Go to the church and talk to the nun. Yeah, you play as John Marsden. You play for Arthur for most of the game, but then there's a few cents can go a long way. Is this going to be the nun? Yes, this is it. Okay, let's look at this scene. Mr. Morgan.
Hello, sister.
Brother Dorkins and I were talking about you just the other day and hoping we would see you again.
How is Brother Dork?
Oh, he's quite well. A little frustrated with the workings of our order. He keeps trying to be sent overseas, in something with more challenge, maybe be a missionary. He's a lovely man.
Sure.
And how are you?
Never better.
How good's Arthur's beard at the moment? I've just been growing his beard. It's
A
massive.
long time ago, I was like you.
I very much doubt that.
Oh, terrible things, awful things. And I did not stop doing terrible things because I did not believe that goodness existed.
Sister, I don't believe you killed as many people as I killed.
And ever since then, doing bad things became, well, not impossible, but ridiculous.
I guess I'm just hoping for dignified exit.
I shall pray for you.
Oh, I'm not a religious man, sister. I'm an outlaw.
Oh, what's fine? Religion is just a word. Hearts are rarely pure, but equally they are rarely impure either.
That's an interesting way to put it.
How sick does Arthur look? He looks like shit.
God is people and people are God. So we must all do what we can.
I think I can grow his beard
These
more.
people are starving. Go find them some food. Don't worry so much about your heart. The actions will lead, and the heart follows. I still think of you in very nasty terms, as you wish.
Oh, wait, does she? Yeah, no, donate some food to the poor. What'll we give him? Some beans? Give him some beans, some of this.
You know what, sister? I think I've already got plenty of food on me. They could just eat mine.
You are wonderful, Mr. Morgan.
Now, that ain't true.
That ain't true. I just killed a bunch of people.
Wonderful, but so very frightening. As you wish.
See, look, I've got like maximum honor. I have killed dozens and dozens and dozens of people, but I have maximum honor, which is fucking hilarious.
Well, anyway, I must focus on the work at hand.
I thought that was going to be the bit where he gave this incredibly emotional speech about how he was scared of dying. You can't grow your beard to his feet, but I think you can grow it more.
Hello, officer. Hello, mister. You're doing a great job. Keeping all us decent folks safe. So long.
Yep. I killed approximately 50 cops in this town. Oh. Okay, there's Sadie Adler. What's on the map? That's a really weird one with Penelope Braithwaite. That's a kind of fun one. Is there anything else on the map? A money lending one there. Oh, look, maybe I'll leave it there. I just wanted to do that. I thought that was going to be the really emotional speech about being scared of dying. That must come later. Yeah. I think it's hilarious. I have Arthur at maximum honor when I have fucking killed dozens and dozens of people. Shit, I lost my... where? For some reason, my internet just went fucking weird. But I think it's back to normal now. That was just a really temporary glitch. I don't know what that was. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's in the mood to watch some Red Dead, because there's a couple pretty funny missions I can do. So yeah, I don't know. Tell me in the chat if you do or don't want me to do some Red Dead. F's in the chat for anti-zing. There you go. Oh yeah, Rottweiler dude. Compost can be a real issue for mice. Not only does it give them food, it's warm. Compost tends to be warm as the stuff in it decomposes. It generates heat. 2 reasons for mice to live in compost bins, piles, whatever. Food source, and it's warm. So yeah. At least don't seem to have a mouse problem. But we have a minor, it's only minor, but a minor flea problem. Now I'm scratching because I just mentioned fleas. It's like mentioning nits. Your scalp gets itchy if you talk about nits. Oh. So no one said they do want to see Red Dead or they don't want to see Red Dead. So I'm not sure what to do. Safi, your mum's home, mice in the roof. We have possums in the roof, and they occasionally are quite noisy. Mimsy, what are you doing? Do Do you think there's food on the floor? I do not think there's food on the floor, Mimsy. Do you want to come up and say hello? Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to come up and say hello? You're just going to wander around and be a fucking weirdo. Red Dead? Okay. All right, because there's a couple of funny missions. I'm going to do this weird one with the Braithwaites. And there's a thing I want to try as well. So we'll do share audio, window, Red Dead. Okay, share. Okay, so right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head over here to Braithwaite Manor. Because there's a couple of A, it's a fun mission, but B, I can do something interesting here. Where's my horse? I don't even know where my horse is. It's fucking pissing down rain. Yes, they are, sister. I can't even talk to you. Okay. Hey, I have no health core. I should eat something. Oh God, he eats something and then he coughs uncontrollably. Oh God, it's sad. Arthur's, and it's raining. This is really bad for Arthur. He's so sick. Okay. We got to get out of Saint Denis. Okay. Got to get out of Saint Denis. All right, that's a bit better. Now we're head out of Saint Denis and head over to Braithwaite Manor. And just generally, this mission, which is not a core mission, it's a side mission, but it's fun. But also, I saw a video where I can do an interesting thing with this Penelope Braithwaite character. Because they've got a dark family secret. Right, an inbred and possibly possessed family member is locked in an outhouse on the property. So that's fun. Inbred Southerners locked in an outhouse. And who knows, I might even run into some Lemoyne Raiders while I'm out here, and I'll get to just fucking kill them. So let's see. We'll head over to Braithwaite Manor anyway. And I'll try and show you the outhouse, and then I'll get Penelope. Because the outhouse is actually pretty freaky. Riding through the countryside here. Don't see any campfires, so no random Lemoyne Raiders to shoot up. I do kind of like shooting randos in this game. In this part of the world, you get both Lemoyne Raiders and the clan. You get the actual clan. Okay, we've got to go up here, apparently. Okay, horse, calm down. And in here, right, I'm just going to consult the map. Oh yeah, see this thing I've drawn on the map? That's her. That's the unhappy family secret locked in the outhouse. So I'll see if I can show you that first, and then I'll go and pick up Penelope. Also, going onto the Braithwaite property often makes people want to shoot at me, which is fucking antisocial as far as I'm concerned. Where are we? All right, we're just there. Actually, all right. So apparently, if I go straight across here, we'll end up at the outhouse. Because I just want to show you that because it's pretty fucking weird, quite honestly. All right, where are we near it? We are near it. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to have a little look around. If I can find the outhouse, it's fucking weird. Wait. Maybe if I zoom in on the map. Okay, it's around here somewhere. I'll have a little look for it. It's isolated. It's not in all these houses. People live in these. Is it over here? I think it's over here. Oh yeah, that's her. Comb my hair, mother. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, now I'll change the view so it's Arthur's point of view. So there's an outhouse with someone saying and they're saying, do you want to peer? The Braithwaite secret. All right. So what I'm going to do, because I read this is interesting and you get a bit of dialogue. Where I am now, I'm just going to put a marker so I can find it easily. Just going to put a marker so I can find it easily. Now I'll leave her and I'll go and get Penelope. And she just says all this wild shit. But when I get Penelope, I'm going to bring her back here and see what she says about it. We'll just go and get Penelope now. Because this is very interesting. Is she here? She's here. There she is.
Oh, you came.
Yes, I came.
You finally came.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, you lovely, lovely man.
Calm down, miss.
Oh, come on, let's go. We ain't got a minute to lose. They killed her. They killed Miss Calhoun. All she wanted was a better lot for women.
Oh, she was a
They killed her,
suffragette.
those pigs.
Who killed her?
I don't know. My cousins, probably, or beaux. You met them. They're animals. Not even animals. Monsters. Monsters. If God had lost all his powers of imagination. Can you please take me to the train station?
Sure.
I'll be waiting.
Whoa. Why couldn't he come rescue you?
Well,
I fucking love that
they
hat
saw me and
Arthur's
him
wearing,
together,
by the
they'd
way.
lynch him and send me off to a nunnery. Or maybe they'd lynch us both. I ain't quite sure. They do so love hanging folk.
Where you heading?
Up to
Lynchings.
Boston.
Good.
Going to Boston.
Yeah, I like you up there. Come on.
Let's go.
Of course.
All right. Yeah, okay, we're going to go to Rhodes Station. Where's my horse? Seriously, where's my horse? Oh, there's my horse.
Are we gonna walk to the station?
No. We're getting on the horse, lady. Go
I'm
on.
in your hands. Just get me to Rhodes Railway Station.
Yep.
Okay. Let's try and get you a train.
We will get you there. But I want...
I was just waiting at the station in the hope you'll show up, or I'll show up to help you show up.
He goes to there every day he can. Makes up some excuse or other.
I don't go out, and this is not the right one, sir.
I said he would see me there one day soon, and today he will. God willing.
I'm going to take her to the outhouse and see how she
There,
reacts.
that's true love, all right.
I've hardly seen him since the rally. They watched me so carefully, and he's waited, or so his letters say. Our families won't let us out. And then all that business with Aunt Catherine and my cousins. You saw the house. Something the matter?
Let's not.
You don't want to mess around over there.
Come on. How do you react to the family
Poor cousin.
secret?
There's no helping her. Believe me, I've tried.
8, 9, 3, 1, 2, 4, 7, 5, 9.
This is painful for me. Can we go?
1, 1, 1, 2.
She says these random numbers. People tried to break it as a code.
6, 3,
So she feels bad.
11.
Feels bad that her
I knew
cousins.
how you Braithwaites treated enemies. Now I know how you treat Ken, too.
It's a great shame on a family that's shamed already. I told myself she was better off here with family than in a sanatorium, but maybe she isn't. I'll do what I can from Boston for her.
Sure you will. God damn. Okay, you still got a train to catch.
That's
Get me
fucking
away from
awesome.
all this.
Arthur's got a soul. None of these other people do. He's just like, fuck you people. Honestly. Right. Gotta get her to the station so she can escape with her boyfriend who's from the rival family. And she's got some mad inbred cousins who are going to try and stop us. So I guess Arthur gets to kill some people. Which is a thing he likes doing, whether he admits it or not. Oops, going this way. All right. That was fun, taking her back there and making her see her family's shame. God, it's just pissing down rain. Just enough time tonight to finish this mission, I think. I'll go to bed. Let's go to the station. Here we are in Rhodes. Oops, missed the turn off. There we go. Some of her weird goddamn cousins gonna pop up any second.
We're here. He'll be out at the front. Will you ride on the train with us a little, just to the first stop?
Fine.
All right. Arthur's got his gun strapped across his back, ready to fuck some people up, obviously. Let's go and find Bo. Oh, Christ.
Hey, one last today.
Oh, my sweet, my best of men.
Oh, not the man at all. But I love you, Mother Braithwaite. Yes, how can we ever repay your kindness? Some of them jewels would do just fine.
Bo, Arthur's gonna join us. I think we need the support. Please, could you buy the tickets, dear Mr. Morgan? We can't chance being seen.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll meet you on the platform.
My weird friend Alden. We're buying tickets, Alden.
Can I have 3 tickets to Saint Denis, please, sir? Of course.
Alden,
Hello, sir.
you absolute weirdo.
I hope all is well.
Whimsy.
Not terribly. Good to see you.
Oh, hey, cousin. That can't be good. Time for Arthur to sort some shit out.
Get on the train. Get your bags, miss. I got this. Come here, you. With pleasure, you goddamn fool. You want to come back here without giving you a whipping? This last time. Get on the train, folks. Go to your woman. All fixes and make me one.
That's one down. Yeah, fuck those rednecks up, Arthur. My hat. I want my fucking hat. All right. Goodbye, roads. All right.
That is quite a family.
All right. I punched out some rednecks.
Then again, my uncle used to keep his own half brother as a slave, so what do you expect? Good manners?
My uncle used to say things were better the way they were, when he could rape and kill with impunity, and he didn't have to work a day in his life.
Both our families. There's good people in this county, but our families bullied them and drove most of them off, whites as well as blacks. Oh, this silly feud.
Well, how to life.
Oh, my lord.
There's some more of them. Fucking awesome. Arthur gets to fuck some more people up.
Cousin,
These goddamn cousins.
I think they found out about the jewels.
All right, keep your heads down. I'll deal with this. Jules, I knew you had.
Shit, let's go. Okay.
You must have all the jewels in the state.
What do we got here? A repeater. Where are they? We're looking.
This ain't about no star-crossed lovers. That's it.
They're coming from behind the train. It's only a breakaway.
Where are they? Man, they got a lot of fucked up cousins.
Check the ridge. I'll leave you go.
No, I think we're leaving them behind. Yep, I think we killed them all. Yep, I think we killed them all.
Is that the driver? He's abandoning us.
Hold tight, all right? I'll take a look up front.
What will we
Yeah.
do?
I'll figure it out.
Arthur's gonna drive the train.
Driver, we're in the clear. Time to start this train again. Damn it, you did run. Remind me to rob your trains, mister.
Sorry, that's a fun thing. Arthur robs trains. It's fun to rob the trains. Now we are the train driver. Yeehaw. Come on, Arthur. Let's take the train all the way to Saint Denis. This is our train now. We're a train owner. Is that buffalo? Bison? I heard a bison riding along next to the train. I'm going to do cinematic. I'm going to get some nice. I'm going to get to Pat Nimsy, and we do some nice. Oh shit! Sorry, I actually need to hold shift down. Some nice cinematic shots as we roll into Saint Denis. Arthur's shoveling the coal. Arthur's multitasking. Arthur's in charge. I'm just enjoying doing the whistle and the bell. Arthur's just a big kid with his own model railway. I'm going to ride it into Saint Denis. So I'm just kind of tempted if I can take this train into Saint Denis, and if all the passengers don't get off, I can take them off into a secluded spot and rob them all just for fun. Because it's kind of fun robbing a train. Dr. Abigail saying there's no signaling at the intersection. The signaling is, I'm a fucking train. Get out of my way or I'll run over you. That's all the signaling I need. I'm a goddamn train and I'm going to run over you. Up. All right. We're stopping. We're stopping here, apparently. Okay, Mimsy?
Why have we stopped?
It's best you go on alone from here.
Mr. Arthur, I didn't know you could drive a train.
Neither did I. But if I'm honest, it was kind of fun. And I didn't kill any of us. I killed some of your relatives. They would have killed all of us.
A gentleman, sir.
Oh, no.
Arthur's just
Yes,
casualizing
you are.
how many people he
Here,
just killed.
I ain't got much money, but these sapphires are worth a lot of money. Old family heirloom.
That Braithwaite treasure.
I'll give it back to him. Because I don't really need it because I'm about to die.
No. Let's get you off to Boston.
The money's
Relatives show up.
the
That
money's
might be wise.
useless to me because I'm about to die.
Yeah. This couple is heading up north to the Boston line. They got money. They'll pay you on the route. Does that work for you?
Yeah, sounds fine. Get on in.
Hey, you carry protection on a journey like this?
I wouldn't be much of a stage driver if I didn't.
Goes everywhere I do. Hey! Miss Braithwaite is going to hold on to this until they're out. On account of the treasure on your person.
I don't know how to thank you. How?
You're a fine man, sir.
Just get out of here. I'll leave. Yeah!
All right. Nice job, Arthur. You're a noble fucking individual. Now, big question is there anyone still on the train? It's only worth robbing if there's still passengers on it. No, there are no passengers on it. So this train is not worth robbing. Because some of the trains have safes and everything on them. This one, not so much. What's this? Pistol cartridges. Oh yeah, take some chewing tobacco by all means. Fine brandy, okay. I'm fucking full of fine brandy. I will drink some fine brandy. I'm dying to... Oh my God, a glitch. We're falling through the ether. Oh my God. Oh no. Jesus, where did we end up, Arthur? A random game glitch. We fell through the fucking ether. Where are we? In the Heartlands? How? Oh my God. That was so weird. If you take the Emerald Ranch bloke, still stage your curious, he can't buy the train. Yeah, I know. He only buys wagons. Fucking weird fucking glitch. Arthur just fell through the fucking ether. Is there anything near me? There's nothing fucking near me. Jesus. That was so weird. I should set up a camp. That was so fucking strange. That glitch has happened to me before in the game, where you fall through the fucking ether. It's really weird. Anyway. I'm going to quit the game now. Yes, I'll quit the game. Strictly Sega, hello. Yeah, no, I'm about to go to bed. I was just having a little bit of fun with Red Dead, and then a random glitch happened, and Arthur fell through null space and ended up a very long distance away on the map. That has happened to me before when I was playing the game. It's a random glitch. Doesn't happen very often. Happens quite rarely, in fact. But he was like, yeah, Mimsy's come in to say hello. Get a bit of a scratch. Because she's a big sook. You're a big sook, aren't you, Mimsy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Big sook. All right. So I'm going to go to bed now. And if you're around on Thursday, I'll see you on Thursday. And Mimsy, you're going to come in and sleep on the bed now? Yes, because I'm going to bed. You're going to come and sleep on the bed because that's what you like to do? All right. So good night, everybody. I'll see you another time. That was a fun little, just a very little Red Dead interlude. I thought we were going to get to see Arthur be very emotional with a nun and talk about dying. Save that for another night because it's a pretty amazing bit of story for a game that's just a big shoot 'em up. Go to Mimsy. She's such a big sook. All right. So I'll see all you fine people another time, but I am going to go bed now.